everyone, welcome back into my channel. My name is Rebecca. I'm a 30-year-old mum here in Australia. I'm on a low income budget and today we're going to be talking budget. Today I'm going to be sharing my top 3 tips on how I spend money wisely without sacrificing joy. Just a caveat, I am not a money expert. I am just your average 30-year-old Aussie girl on a low income budget trying to make a buy. I've actually been tracking my finances for a few months now and I found some really neat ways to be able to spend guilt-free but really also set expectations and be realistic about it. So here are my 3 top tips. Let's get into it. Some of these you may have already heard, but if you have, I'm just reiterating them because it's true. Number 1 is setting up line items. I actually have like 5 to 7 different accounts in my bank that are just for, you know, clothes, takeaway. I've got one for home stuff. I've got one for like miscellaneous stuff, so I want to save up for like a new laptop or something like that. I can put that money aside in there, and then when I'm ready, I've got the money there. When I do come to like buying that laptop, I have a budget, I have the money there, and I'm spending it guilt-free because it's literally what it's there for. I've been using line items for the last couple of months and it's still a work in progress. Like I'm not, you know, I don't have a fully funded clothing account, but when I do put, you know, $50 towards clothing, even if I immediately spend that $50, like I know that that's what that's there for. Like in my mind it just makes sense to be able to spend that money. I've also budgeted that money out of my account and set it aside for that specific thing. Takeaway, I still definitely need work on because it is something that I do spend a little bit more than I need to. If you're interested, I do have my, you know, budgeting reset videos if you're interested to see exactly what I spend. But I am finding really big benefits, both just like psychologically. I don't feel as guilty when I do spend money when it's in that line item category, when I have the money in there. I truly feel line items is, I think, one of the top, I've literally put it as number 1. It's the top way to save / be able to spend your money responsibly and have no guilt for it, you know. Number 2 is auto transfers. So again, this is something that I've recently been done, and I've kind of gone back and forth like over the years with doing auto transfers. I don't typically, I mean, because of our living situation at the moment, I don't need to like auto transfer bills and stuff, but I was doing that when I did used to live in a rental. To give you a good example, like before, our electricity would come out quarterly every 3 months, and so what I would do between those 3 months, I would set aside and put, you know, like $10 to $20 into that account, so that by the time that the bill came in, it would either be completely paid for or it would be significantly reduced overall. That also really helped in terms of like tracking how much my bills were going to be, especially depending on the season. Recently I've now switched my Bupa insurance to do quarterly as well, so I'm doing that again where you know, between the 3 months I'm setting aside, like I'm splitting it up into like a certain amount of pays, so that when, you know, so that when it comes around on November 1st, I've got the money sitting there ready to go, and then with that it just auto transfers. I have it in a set bills account. I try and have all of my billing accounts, like my phone and, you know, my health insurance and stuff like that, to come out of that account, so that I just, when I get paid, I automatically transfer from my paycheck to that account, and it's sitting there. I don't have to worry about it. The only time that I kind of do go back and go like, uh-oh, is like when they increase something that I'm not aware of, or I knew about it but I forgot, so I forgot to like change the auto transfer to that amount. That's the only time where I'm like, whoops. It can be pretty time consuming to set up at first, depending on like where you're at with your bills and like what banks you have and stuff, but generally like once you set it up, it's so simple and easy. Like there is no hassle. There's no like consistently trying to think of like, okay, what needs to come out, what's due, how much do I need for that. Like it's all there and it's ready to go. So yeah, that is another one that is super important, I think. So the third and final one for this video at least is being realistic on your spending, calling yourself out and being like, okay, you're spending too much on blah blah blah, you need to cut back, you need to set aside, like going back to the line item, set aside a certain amount, auto transfer that amount, only spend from that saving account. Don't just like I used to do, don't just transfer it from the Christmas fund or your emergency fund, just go, oh, I just reimburse it back later, that's fine. No, don't do that. Like whatever you have set in that line item is what you use for that category, and that's it. There is no more. This is something that I still do struggle with, I will be honest. It's something that I'm still learning to harness within myself and be really truly realistic, because I do consider myself an impulse buyer, but I also recognize where I'm going wrong, and I'm trying to fix that by, okay, I know I'm spending, you know, $100 on takeaway. Let's limit that to $80, but let's transfer that and have the $80 sitting there. That way I can really psychologically go, okay, I have the money there for takeaway if I do want it. Doing all of these three things together, it's really helped cut my spending back significantly, but it's also keeping me in check. It's also keeping me level with like my financial goals versus like my impulse spending. It's keeping those things like leveled out and balanced in a really realistic way based on my income and also my financial situation. I really think it's important to set yourself up for success instead of just, oh, I just spent a little bit there and oh, a little bit there, and you've kind of lost the plot and you've lost track of where you are, where your money's going, how much you've got, all of that. Having these three top things set up and in place really helps, at least me, it really helps, like I said, keep me in check. It helps stay on track with my money goals, which is really, really healthy. It really takes a peek into the psychological ways that our brains, you know, look at money and how we spend and, you know, material things and the infamous like instant gratification type of thing. I think that these three topics, like over time, if you use it consistently for a long period of time, like 3 to 6 months at least, you really start to get a good look at your psyche. And look, sometimes it does really, really call you out and like, you know, you need to fix this shit up. But other times it's like, oh, like you didn't realize that you were spending a little bit more, so let's restructure that a little bit. I also typically like being really organized, so bringing that amount of organization to my money I think is so crucial. Having healthy financial goals and being able to slowly chip away at future financial goals, it all just depends on where you're at financially and what your goals are for the future. So with that, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know any more financial tips down below if you have any, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!